What's up, my Fina loves? It's Miss Fina D coming to you all from Fina Entertainment News. Now, the Braxtons might be over. The Braxtons, as in the show, might be over. But that doesn't mean that trolls and people who are still hating are not in the comments, okay? So, Towanda and her longtime man, Sean, he proposed, and we all watched the episode and we saw the proposal and all of that. Towanda been married before, so not rushing into another marriage and taking her time. I am here for it. However, Sean been in their lives for 30 plus years. For those of you who have kept up with their Instagram lives reviewing the show, you know this information. He's a producer, he's a writer, he worked on some of their albums, he's worked with Tony, and the list goes on and on. So Sean been around for a very long time. She's known him, they've had a friendship for a very long time. After her divorce and all of that, she started dating Sean, okay? But like I said, I'm here for it, not rushing into a second marriage. They've been together for a while. And for those of you who missed the Instagram live after the episode aired with the proposal and all of that, and Towanda was happy, she was flashing her ring, she got emotional. She talked about, who and what her ring reminded her of and all of that. I will link that video in the description below. But with the drawer and all of that, of course, come trolls who just feel like, oh, because it's been such a long time, he's being pressured and all of that. So let's get into these comments and then Towanda and Sean clapping back. If he committed internally way before he verbalized it, then why did it take a long time to finally propose since he already knew? Towanda responded, as a man, you must appreciate them doing things in their own time. Let's focus on celebrating the joy that he brings to my family. And then her fiancé responded, I moved when I am led to move, not when anyone thinks I should. Let's not try and demonize a moment that should be celebrated. Towanda responded, exactly, honey. All Towanda did was posted this image of her fiance and then this video of the both of them together, this image right here, and this image right here. Okay, she's basically just showing them over the years of being together. And she wrote, I'm counting down the days till walking down the hall, that's the hashtag, with my honey. She tagged their page, hashtag engage, hashtag peaceful, hashtag joy, hashtag love, hashtag wedding. I love you in every universe and dimension. I will always choose us. Comment, why so much hate on this post? I'm confused. Because miserable people hate to see others doing the work to be happy on purpose. Usually sad. People are lazy people. Towanda responded, facts, honey. Finally forcing this marriage. Okay, girl, good for you. Forcing, bless your heart. Don't be surprised at our response. You grown. You know what you said. Not mister. Are y'all having children? He responded, she is 10 months pregnant now. Sean's so stupid. Oh, wow. I thought they'd been married. Did he not know who he was dating? Speaking of their engagement and not knowing who he was dating and all of that, Towanda sat down with Carlos King recently for an interview, and her fiancé joined the interview. I'm just going to include some excerpts from the interview where he repeated what I've been saying for a while, how long he's known the girls or the sisters and been in the family. And, just the start of their relationship. And you can go over there to Carlos King YouTube channel to watch their entire interview. I'm also going to include, certain things Towanda had to say about, people calling her the villain of the show and all of that. So let's get into it.
On today's episode, Reality with the King, I'm here with reality TV royalty. Black music royalty. We got the Jacksons. We got the Partridge Family. Okay. We also have the Braxtons. And I'm here with the beautiful, the amazing Towanda Braxton.
Hey, Carlos.
Hey, boo.
Hey, boo. Hey.
How you doing?
Good. See, people don't really know that we're boos.
No, we don't.
You know what I mean?
See, this is the thing. I don't tell my business
Right.
to the world.
Right.
So it's not until I create this podcast that people are like, well, you know everybody. You love everybody.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I literally know all the girls.
Right.
No, we've been friends for many years.
A long time.
And you are such a good girl.
Thank you.
You are.
Thank you.
Now, people think you're the villain, though, child.
No. It's not people. It's not people. It's not people. It's those individuals who are stuck to me. And also, it's been planted to me. That's a planted misnomer about me.
Okay.
Because you can't just become a villain. You can't just go to bed and wake up and say, I'm a villain today. Yuck. It don't happen like that. Either you are or you're not. I'm just saying.
But the thing is this, let's just dive right into it.
Yes, let's
okay?
go.
Because I'm sure you've seen online. How do you feel, though, when you see online that people have said, like, the real villain of the Braxtons is Towanda, and we have been misled, misguided this whole time? They have been promoting old clips of the Braxtons to prove this theory. It's like this conspiracy theory that Towanda Braxton is really the villain of the show. When you see those things, knowing who you are as a woman and as a sister and a daughter and a mom and a fiance, honestly, how does that make you feel?
I don't think about the negative in any way. I always just think about the positive things that I have done and contributed in my family. Like I don't follow that. And you're not the first person who's asked me that, of course. So even when some people that are close to me who pose a question to me, I'll say, well, that's funny. Did they show how I was willing to carry Tamar's baby for her? To be her surrogate? Did they show how I was in New York with Tamar for weeks at a time away from my own children to be there for her when Vincent was on his deathbed? You know what I mean? It's little things like that. Or, hey, are they showing how I went up to Maryland by myself? I was the only sister that was up there in Maryland when Tracy was having her hysterectomy. I was by her side the whole time. There's a lot of other things, of supporting things that I've done all my life. But I don't do those things to get accolades for. I do those things because I love my family.
Meaning, families, they go through ups and downs. They say things in the heat of the moment. Then reconciliation happens. Apologies happens. And people move on. So this whole thing is Tracy called Towanda a snake. 150 years ago, that's just me exaggerating. But forever ago in an episode, Towanda wasn't a snake. And this terrible monster of a person, when Tracy was okay with her being by her side during surgery, like she just said. Towanda wasn't a snake or this monster when she and her sister supported each other. We saw them together outside of those episodes in the season. It clearly showed, listen, I was mad in the moment. I said what I said. But we are family. We talked about it. We moved on. That's it. So if these sisters were able to have conversation, reconcile, and move on, because no family is perfect, the fact that complete strangers are holding on to things that the very sister was able to let go is the point that is very interesting. The woman who called her a snake in the heat of the moment, an argument, they were able to go through their apologies, their reconciliation, and be siblings and move on and love each other. So then why is it so hard to understand that they moved on? And then everything else that she mentioned that she did. But I'm not going to come on here and scream it. Some of you saw what I did. And then whatever else I did for my siblings, I didn't do it to get accolades. I just did it because that's what you do. We're family. I'm Under no circumstances am I saying people are wrong for having opinions. You put your business out there, you have a reality TV show, and people are going to have opinions. What I'm saying is how sometimes people behave so perfect. When people behave like it's impossible for families to have ups and downs, that's where I find a problem. When people continue to repeat and hold on to things as if it's not possible for people to move on. Like everyone is just perfect and no other family goes through this. Even if it's not your family, this happens. And it's not unique to the Braxtons. We all watch the show. We are aware of the history, so I don't have to repeat it. And Tracy, said what she said and how certain situations made her feel. And everyone had their moment, but they were able to move on. It's all I'm saying. So to hold on to this deep-rooted hate for Towanda, as if she and Tracy did not move on, forgive each other, and were there for each other. That's the part that I'm just reading some of the comments on different platforms, and I'm like, what is going on? But let's continue to listen.
And one thing that we all know, being huge fans of the show, is you were always that sister that I always saw as a fan of the show that everyone relied on. Mm-hmm. Like you were the sister that people vented to. You used to be Tony's assistant at one point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
you were always seen as that sister.
Okay, well, let me answer this question.
Go ahead.
If I am the most reliable, if I'm the most responsible, if I'm the one that everybody vents to, then how can I be a villain?
Well, that's the thing, because people have seen this season, and what they're saying is, let's talk about the first episode, right? You guys had a family therapy session,
Right.
And you and Tamar had an exchange. And there were conversations that you and Tamar were having at that scene. And listen, we know that everything doesn't get shown, right?
Right. Right.
So in the limited
Edition,
scene,
right. Limited edition. That's what it was. It was a limited edition. You have to understand, we were sitting there talking to this lady.
You're not going to sit
What
up
are you
there and call
talking
that
about?
the limited edition.
It was.
That is the funniest shit.
I'm telling you. And we were sitting there talking to this lady for about 3 hours. So why wouldn't it be a limited edition? You only got, 5 minutes?
I think 10. It was a two-parter. I watched it.
Again.
We saw some
that
of the
was
first
5
episode.
minutes. That was really 5 minutes. I mean, maybe 10, because 5 minutes was Trina. And then, you know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, just taking that part of away, it was a limited edition because it was an extended conversation. It was an extended thing that actually transpired, which was beautiful to me because it was an honest conversation. And even when I did my interviews to talk about what was happening at that particular time, I'm like, listen, they were like, well, what? Were y'all arguing? Were you doing this? No. Why can't it just be we all just wanted to be heard at that particular time? So why do we always have to take that negative thing and make it blossom into something else? And I don't believe in pinning one sister against the other or creating a competition between us. So that a lot of times, even when we did our interviews to do the press for the show, they'd be like, well, who is the best this and who is the best that? And I would be like, well, we all are. Mm-hmm. We all are.
What?
Oh, I'm engaged. Oh, me? Are you talking about me? Towanda? Oh, yes, I'm engaged.
So this is the thing. Your fiancé, Sean,
Yes.
I also know. First of all, he is extremely handsome.
Thank you.
But on top of,
What?
I'm just saying.
He is, though.
No,
He's very handsome.
And he's always been.
Always been handsome.
You look at.
Always.
If you go on the Google Images and go back to the,
Come on.
the 90s.
Come on. He's always been handsome.
See the legendary music my boy made.
There you go.
You would be like,
there you go.
That was always good looking, right?
Always.
So I want to get him in here because you are a whole ass fiance.
Yes, I am. I'm engaged.
And one thing that's happening in this season of all of my friends is everybody is getting engaged. And I want to talk to you two about that together. So, ladies, gentlemen, and I am bringing out Towanda's fiance, music producing legend. Give it up, y'all, for Sean.
That's you, honey. That's you. Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
What? He gonna say what? That was amazing.
I gave you a great introduction. So you guys are what?
Engaged.
Yeah, so congratulations.
Yes.
So Sean, obviously you are
Engaged.
This is about to go on for the next hour and a half. I hope you got time today.
No, honey, it's okay. It's okay.
No, I love it. The thing is this. You have been in the music industry for a long time.
Yeah.
You'll do a better job at this than I can, but for the world to know, can you mention, and there's a lot, so give us a little bit of it. Okay? The highlights of all of the amazing production you've been a part of, some of our favorite songs.
Well, first, let me say this. I was listening to the interview from over there. You had some amazing questions.
Thank you.
You have no cards. You're not looking at a prompter back here. You're just off the cuff.
I like to be in the moment.
I love this.
Thank you, man. I
Great
appreciate
job.
that. Thank you.
So just Justin Bieber, Usher, Busta Rhymes, Lionel Richie, Pink,
3LW.
3LW. That's a big one.
The Braxtons.
The Braxtons, of course. I feel like I'm missing somebody.
A lot. Escape.
Oh, Escape 2. Yeah.
Tyrese. Aaron Hall.
98 Degrees.
Yeah.
And that's just a few. I mean, there's a bunch of acts I did overseas too. Dream. How can I forget that? The Dream.
I know that's why.
Come on, you gotta.
So your publishing is nice.
Yes.
I mean, we good. That's all I'm saying. We good. So
More than good, baby. We engaged.
Listen.
But listen, it's so funny because I was with one of my friends, with my BFFs, and it was her birthday, right? And one of the songs that he wrote came on, and I got so excited. And I was like, I said, honey, your song is on! But this happens often. But
I love that.
Yeah, that made me
Yeah,
No, because I want to celebrate, because the thing is this. There's a new generation out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I like to do is celebrate those who are still alive.
Yeah.
And no fault to the new generation, sometimes they just don't know.
Facts.
So I wanted the world to know, like, you're not some man who just met Towanda. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't
That's so
funny?
funny when I see
Ain't
the
that funny?
comments. They're like, "Who this new dude?" I'm like, y'all don't understand.
No.
I knew them before
30
any
years.
reality show when they were first doing their demo tapes to get signed and all that stuff. There was no show. I mean, Tony was who she was, but it was still.
But it was the very beginning.
Yeah, it was
of Tony.
still early
Yeah,
Tony.
1992.
Right,
Consistent.
since then.
Yeah.
So when people were like, just like, who is this dude? I'm like, y'all don't even really know this, and we made our connection back then. Like, it was not we didn't go all the way, but it was definitely a thing where we was like, there was something different about her, and that I was attracted to her. When we made the connection, it was authentic, it was real.
Very.
But why didn't you guys pursue it at that time? Were you both in other relationships?
She was trying to make love to me a lot.
Not then.
I mean,
He's not telling the truth.
It was crazy.
Why is he not telling the
She
truth?
kept trying to make love
He's
to me.
not telling
Carlos,
the truth,
Mr.
y'all.
King. Mr. King, I'm telling the
Why
truth,
are you
Mr.
telling
King.
the... Remember when what's his name?
You can tell the truth.
No, okay.
We didn't know each other in the biblical sense. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't go all the way. None of that. I was like, we just gravitated towards it. So
I do remember us gravitating towards each other.
Yeah, it wasn't even
I
like
remember finding you extremely attractive. I felt that your
Well, all
energy
y'all
was...
did.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
They all love me.
Oh, my God. That did not...
They all love me.
All I know is in 92, I found him extremely attractive.
Yeah.
I thought his energy was dope.
Yeah.
And even then, I felt that our spirits knew that we were supposed to be together, but it wasn't time.
Right.
It's all about the timing.
It wasn't time.
Oh, man, always. It wasn't like, this happened over a long period of time. It was, when y'all walked in, I knew it was you.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't like, let me look, let me see. It wasn't none of that.
Even in 95 when y'all
It wasn't
reconnected,
time.
why didn't it work then?
Because I was pretty much, was that when I was in church a lot?
He was
right?
in church
I was in church a lot.
He was practicing abstinence. He wasn't doing nothing.
Can I tell my story? Because I
That's
got a
my
mic
story
now.
too. I'm engaged.
This is what I live with every day.
I love it.
Every answer, every reply, every comment, I'm engaged. Yeah, I wasn't really like sexually active at that time. So it's definite, like that whole everything.
It's magnetic.
And we would do things, but it never went there because I stopped. Is that fair to say?
That's a true statement.
I stopped it.
You never wanted to go third base. But
What's
first,
third?
first and second was fine.
Oh, we kissed. I was eating it like crazy, but it never went in. She was trying to get it to go in, and I said no, not right now.
Literally, we
Yeah.
would be on the bed naked, on top of each other naked. And
Yeah.
then he'd be like, I literally saw him fighting spiritually. Now, this is the honest to God truth. I literally saw him fighting spiritually, like,
Yeah.
I can't do this.
You are a good man, Savannah.
Yeah.
I'll be trying. I'll be trying.
But I will say
I
that.
love Sean for you.
Thank you. I love him for me too because I'm engaged. What are you
sorry.
talking about? I'm
Okay, I
engaged.
get it out.
It's
That's
just
funny.
that I just think that our higher selves knew that we did not need to do that at that particular time.
And as hard as it was, pun intended. As hard as it was, it was easy. And the reason why I say it was easy is because yes, I was attracted. Yes, we wanted to happen, and like it was, but it felt like it just wasn't. We shouldn't. So it was easy for me to say no, but it was hard at the same time. Like she said, I don't regret anything. It made me who I am today, and it preserved us. Because I feel like if we would have done that, we wouldn't be who we
together.
are
I
today.
agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree, honey.
So,
How did y'all reconnect years later?
you want me to tell us, or you love telling my stories today? I don't know.
Your stories, honey, I'm a part of it because we're engaged.
Of course.
The new generation. Oh, this man saw the Braxtons using Towanda to get on TV. Sean's using you, Towanda. He wants your money. He wants the fame. He wants all those things. Talk to me about who Sean is to you and the reason why you have been smiling ever since you walked into this room.
Like,
yeah.
even before then, I've been smiling because I'm engaged. Sean is a comedian. He's a provider. He's a leader. And when I say a provider, he provides financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. He is a dad. He's a pop. He is a father. And even though he did not contribute to me having the kids, Braxton and Brooke, he's still their dad. He made a choice to be in their lives. And I think that that's amazing. He's just an amazing man.
I am.
He's talented. He's extremely talented. He's creative. He has a lot of wisdom. And we build together.
What's the difference between this relationship and the one we saw you have with Andre?
It died. The other one was dead. It wasn't supposed to be that way. I wasn't supposed to be with my prior administration. My person who had children with me.
Is that one of your regrets?
No, because I have Braxton and Brooke.
Meaning the marriage part.
No, well, I had to get married in order to have Braxton and Brooke.
Got it.
I didn't get pregnant till after,
Got it.
like a year after we were married. Yeah.
Because what we saw throughout the show was the dissension between the two of you. And you did look very unhappy throughout the years that we saw the show.
And that was the entire time that we were on that show. During that time, I was separated. We were legally separated. So, yeah.
And the relationship now is what?
I don't know.
Y'all
What
don't
you
talk?
mean? What you mean relationship?
I mean, obviously you guys co-parent.
No, we don't. This is the co-parent.
That's funny. I almost laughed.
This is my
I'm not
co-parent.
being
No,
funny.
you ain't
This
throwing no
is-
shade. You just
no.
asking a regular question.
No, this is
Because you would assume.
I'm not saying that just to say for shits and giggles. This is the co-parent. We co-parent our children.
Andre isn't in the kids' lives?
No, he hasn't been for the past 6 years, maybe
Why?
almost 6.5.
You probably have to ask him that question. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
And I'm jumping around. Go to Kyla's channel to watch the entire interview. But in this other segment, she's talking about the decision to shave her head. And she's also going to talk about her relationship or lack thereof with Tracy's husband.
On the road, not telling me what was really going on behind it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, so when she finally got to the point where she wanted to cut her hair, I was jumping for joy.
He cut it
I cut it,
cut
and
it.
I kissed her head, and I said, "Honey,
did.
you are beautiful."
He did. He did.
Period.
That's exactly what happened. He cut my hair.
But I don't care about that. I don't want the fake. I want the real. I don't want no BBLs. I don't want no titties. I don't want no fake lips. I don't want none of that shit. None of it. So this to me is the most beautiful period. As is.
Do you have brothers who
Right? But no,
can we
it was
clone you, Sean?
right.
I want to.
It was a beautiful thing for him to cut my hair. It was beautiful.
It had to be because, look, it's beautiful to know that you loved her
Yeah, he
in
did.
her natural state.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From head to toe, right?
Head to toe.
And from head to toe. And the fact that, listen, not everybody can rock this look.
Yeah.
Listen, you've always been beautiful. I have to agree with your fiance. You look way more beautiful like this. All of y'all are beautiful, but I who you are right now, and I've seen you light up. You light the room up. I didn't see a lot of that. Were you always a confident woman, or did you feel some insecurities around your sisters?
No, my only insecurity was my hair.
Was the hair?
Because I have to be honest, bluntly, I always knew that my body was the dopest. Honestly, even growing up, I knew my body was the dopest.
And your sisters would co-sign that.
Yes.
They would say it on the show. Yeah.
I always knew that. So, no, it was always my hair. I always made sure, if you look at all the past episodes and seasons, I always made sure that my hair was pow, bam, here we go. You see what I mean? Always. All my confessionals, my interviews is always, everybody was like, Towanda, her hair, honey, her hair. Wasn't it always that way after that?
Yes.
Because that's the thing that I was hiding behind was my hair. Everything else, I was great. Everything else was great. Of course, I'm walking into my greatness even more now because of where I am spiritually and emotionally. It's just that's what that was.
No, I love to see it.
This video went longer than expected, so you can go to Carlos King channel to watch the rest. But as far as, Carlos bringing up Tracy's husband and all of that and asking questions, Towanda saying to Carlos King that Tracy's husband is not a good person, to me, shows allegedly, okay? Allegedly. Tracy went to her sister to talk to her about her marital issues. Towanda also said that she's a secret keeper, and that's why most people came to her to talk to her about certain things, okay? Tracy went to her with their issues. What women, and just people in general, because I've been there, have to realize is if you're coming to me to tell me the problems in your marriage, in your relationship, and those problems are terrible, they're disgusting, they're bad things, I'm never ever looking at your spouse the same. Because whenever I see your spouse, I'm thinking you're the reason why my friend is crying. You're the reason why my sister is crying. You're the reason why my sister is hurting. And there's no way I'm going to be over here smiling with you, cheering you on, being your BFF, and doing any of those things if you are the reason why my sibling is hurting. Allegedly. Of course, every marriage have ups and downs. The sister's been through divorce and all of that. So no one is saying that Tracy and her husband did not have ups and downs in their marriage, but they also had great times in their marriage. However, if Tracy allegedly was going to Towanda and telling her things, hurtful things that her husband was doing to her, but yet staying in a marriage, then I understand Towanda energy. Am I saying this is what happened? No, I'm just saying based on Towanda saying I'm a secret keeper. I would never ever do that to Tracy by telling her business. That's what she was insinuating. Okay? So that's what normally happens. You go and you tell your friends, your family, and other people your problems. You stay in the relationship. And then you expect them to treat your husband like a king. They're not going to do that because, no, you just told us some awful things and I don't have no respect for this person. That's the reason why sometimes people be like, oh, keep your marital issues to yourself. But no, it's okay to let it out and have people to talk to. But just know that talking to people might come with those consequences I just explained. And the same thing goes for Tracy's husband. When Tracy was highly upset with her siblings, who was there for her? Her husband. Who helped her pick up those pieces? Her husband. Who was there to console her and love her and support her in those moments where she felt neglected, abandoned, and all of that? Her husband. So as a husband, watching your wife hurt, watching your wife feel abandoned, watching your wife go through those insecurities of people don't care about her, her sisters don't care about her, do you think he's going to have amazing feelings for her sisters? Absolutely not, because he was there and witnessed his wife go through those moments. And so, of course, his feelings towards her siblings are not going to be amazing based on what he witnessed. That's exactly what Towanda is going through. And my thing is, for example, the sisters knew that Kevin Sr. and Kevin Jr. got into a physical altercation and that Kevin Jr. was allegedly physically assaulted by his father. Okay, allegedly. The video is blurry. You can't really see all of it, but I did see the video. Now, the sisters didn't say anything, okay? In that interview, Towanda did say that it was somebody else who leaked the video and that Kevin Sr. knows this. Allegedly, we don't know. We're just listening to the interview. So the sister didn't say anything. Now, had they come on Instagram Live and was like, well, my nephew is going through a divorce. He lost his mother. And if that wasn't enough, his dad physically assaulted him. They would have been crucified. They would have been called liars. They would have been called every name in the book. They said absolutely nothing. Someone else that wasn't Towanda or Trina leaked the video. Okay? And every excuse, understanding, and grace were given to Kevin Sr. For example, we understand you're grieving your wife. We get it. We're praying for you. Okay? We understand as a dad, even though your son is growing and he's a man, if he crossed the line, you had every right to discipline him. Every grace was given. Do you think Trina or Towanda or any of the sisters would have been given that same grace if a video was leaked and one of them was hitting Kevin, little Kevin? The internet would have been burned down. They would have been dragged. People are treating Towanda like she's a monster all because she called her nephew Scratchy. Oh my God, that's a lie. She never called him that name before, even though he's admitted that, yes, she's called me that before. She's explained the story over and over again. The grace that is given to Kevin Sr., where is that same grace for these sisters who are also grieving? And like I said previously, no one is saying people are not entitled to their opinion and all of that, but this energy is weird. But anyways, go to Carlos King channel to watch the rest of the interview. I'm wishing healing across the board for everyone. I'm wishing all of you well and take care.
Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.